So the patch is finally here, and Bethesda revealed what exactly has changed with the brand new patch. We're going to go over exactly everything they went over in this blog post. They say today's Fallout 76 patch includes performance and stability improvements plus many bug fixes. Learn more about the updates and fixes here. I'll include that in the description below if you just want to read it for yourself, of course. But yeah, we got a lot to go over. Then again, of course, I'm going to go over your top comments. Leave a comment down below because it could end up in a future video. You never know. But welcome back, my fellow Vault Dwellers and Wasteland Wonders. We've got a lot to talk about. Now, if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button, turn on bell notification, and also follow me out on facebook.com/openworldvideogames for daily streams, videos, news, and all sorts of cool stuff. But let's dive into this, shall we? So, very special thank you, first of all, to you know who you are, Wasteland Explorer 1 and Colin here for actually notifying me that the patch notes went live. Really appreciate you guys when you do that. So if you have any news, hit me up on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, whatever. I will definitely credit you for finding the news. All that's in the description below, by the way. All right, so first of all, it goes on to say this as Fallout 76 patch notes, November 19th, 2018. It says that our latest patch, for Fallout 76 brings additional performance and stability improvements and many bug fixes to the game. Read on for full details. And the first thing they went over was general fixes, including performance. They say several issues have been addressed to resolve hitches during gameplay and other performance issues. Then they mentioned stability. The Fallout 76 game client and servers have received additional stability improvements. And for Xbox specifically, they said this: fix an issue that could lead to instability on certain menus. Now we're going to talk a little bit about PvP fixes as well. I don't know how many of you guys are actually engaging in PvP, so I'm curious if this is going to be, you know, something that you guys will be really paying attention to. So yes, PvP, we've got ourselves a glorious high-quality image there for you. As you can see, it's not pixelated at all. So, it says pacifist mode. Players with pacifist mode enabled who engage in PvP by contesting a workshop owned by another player will now correctly deal full damage to that player as long as they remain hostile. So, that issue has been addressed as well. And then respawn, they say this: choosing the respawn option after dying during PvP combat will now correctly clear any active hostile status towards other players. So if you want to move on from PvP, now you can have that choice. And it seems like it kind of resets that PvP battle as well. Because it seemed like also they were having issues where it was like infinite PvP as you went. We are in the battle of our life against this super mutant. Alright, also they say this about PvP: seek revenge. Cap rewards will now display correctly when choosing the seek revenge respawn option after being killed by another player. And then also there's more about seek revenge. It says when targeted by another player who is seeking revenge, the reward amount will now display the correct number of caps that can be earned by killing that player. Let me know what you think should be adjusted further with PvP. I still feel like they have some tinkering to do with this system. Although, honestly, I haven't messed with it much myself, simply because I'm enjoying the PvE content a lot more, just to be completely blunt. And again, I'm going to go back by saying I really hope that they have factions dedicated to finding other PvE players. I think that's super important to the future of Fallout 76. Also, they had some changes to enemies. So let's talk about that right now, shall we? So they go on to say this: general, they fix an issue in which some enemies could chase the player further than intended. Finally, I noticed that there was this infinite chasing going on. It was so freaking annoying. So I hope that's a pretty extensive fix for a lot of the enemies out there, because man, that was annoying. And it says loot. Ghoul and Scorched officers now correctly drop new codes pieces upon being killed by a player. I noticed that was an issue. I actually had that issue recently, very, very recently, that where I was like expecting a new code and there was nothing. I'm like, what is going on? I know for sure this dude should have a freaking nuke code on him, and I was kind of disappointed that it didn't. So, it seems like they're already aware of that issue, and it seems like it has been fixed in this update. Good news. Alright, next up we have, also, I think I already went over that one. So, we are going to be talking about camp, workshops, and crafting. Let's do this. So, here are the changes to that. It says, blueprints fixed an issue that could cause blueprints to break into smaller parts after logging out and back in to Fallout 76. And then they go on to say the following as well. Plans, paints applied to power armor during the Fallout 76 beta will now appear correctly on the items that were painted, and those paints can now correctly be applied to additional sets of power armor. And then also in this category for camps, they say this: repair fixed an issue that could cause an item to return to a broken state after being repaired. So, sounds like overall, the experience camping in the wasteland, setting up your settlement should be a lot smoother now. And then, yeah, again, you know, post what you would like to see changed with the actual settlement and camp system. I know that there's still a lot of improvements to be had in regards to this. So, don't be shy. Let me know what you think needs to be changed with that. Alright, next up we have quests. Let's talk about quests. Now, a lot of you guys wanted this to change, so you're going to be very happy when you hear the news here. So this is for the Bureau of Tourism quest. It says the Prickett's Fort token dispenser can now be repaired, and players can no longer walk through it. So, good news. It looks like they fixed that as well. That was a big issue for a lot of you guys. You just wanted to get on that quest, continue it, and a lot of you guys were having some issues with that and some trouble, and it looks like it has been finally addressed. Now, remember that, you know, Bethesda did say that they are going to be basically rolling out patches consistently. The next patches won't be as big as this one, thankfully, because the patch size for a lot of these patches are very, very large. But also in this patch, there were like miscellaneous user interface fixes as well for, you know, languages, hotkeys. The take photo hotkey can no longer be rebounded. It's now tied to the spacebar on PC and the A button on controllers. Wonder why that is. And it says hotkeys fix an issue that can cause, what are they saying? Take snapshot button in photo mode to display an incorrect hotkey. And then social fix an issue that could cause players to disappear from each other's social menus if two players send a friend invite to one another. Yay, finally! That's what I was looking for. Good to hear. And then social fix an issue that prevented newly equipped player icons from displaying to other players in the social menu. So I'm totally hyped about that social fix right there, because I'm having problems inviting my one friend who's overseas, and we're just having so much issues with that. So that should finally resolve it. I thought it would be resolved in the previous patch, but here it is. It has been apparently resolved, and we can finally play together without actually being in a group of more than 2 people. Because sometimes just me and him online, I'm like, man, I can't freaking invite you right now because you are on my friends list. Dang it. Okay, so next up, let's go over your top comments. So remember, post a comment down below for a chance for it to end up in a video. Let's begin. So the first top comment comes from Foxy Sketches, who says, I'd love if they'd add shops to the game that you can build in your camp. You can choose what the shop sells, food, drinks, ammo, general, etc., and it pops up as a small icon on the map. They could implement a feature such as a bell you could ring at the shop to alert you that there's customers at your shop, or set up a robot vendor to do that for you. I have a tiny little drink shack set up where I sell drinks and bits of food. I'd love it, but I rarely get to see it being used. I think implementing shops or trading systems like these will make things more interesting and engaging. You know what? I think that they will possibly do something like this in the future. That's me speculating, but honestly, I'm seeing this sort of thing requested a lot. You know, being able to be identified as part of a certain faction on the minimap. And then what you're saying is such a good idea. Having, you know, your shop as a marker on the minimap where it says, you know, what you can also buy. You should be able to check off what you can buy. You know how you highlight over workshop? It tells you what can be mined. It tells you what you can actually do there. Same thing should be true about your shop. You should be able to say, hey, this is a weapon shop, or like you said, this is a food and drink shop. So highlighting over that would be cool to see those details pop up. Man, that's the type of stuff that I would love to see for sure. All right, next comment comes from Mindy. I think she was in a previous video, so she's made it as a top comment again. I think she got like 150 upvotes. She says, last time I logged in, 2 random people helped me when a bunch of anglers were kicking my butt in Toxic Valley near the water park. I was about to give up when I was knocked down, but I heard someone yelling, don't give up, hang on. Dude in some power armor healed me up. We took them down and they helped me with a few missions before work called. Honestly, it's surprising there are others that are willing to help others out. Sadly, I'm not that kind of player usually, but now I'm gonna do it more for sure. Not the first time someone helped me out, but man, does it stick out to me. Really refreshing, and I know it's not a common thing, but it's something you don't forget. Yeah, I actually found a random player in my most recent play session, and we were just helping each other battle against waves and waves of super mutants because this was a difficult challenge, and we stuck through it together and did not engage in PvP, didn't attack each other. I feel like that's the thing that I love so far about Fallout 76, is that I'm not finding I'm crossing my fingers the moment I say that's going to happen to me, but so far, I'm not finding too many trolls in the game. Let me know what you guys have experienced as well. Alright, so, Total Tech Addiction says, I accidentally became wanted as well. I took something from a small container in a bus in the junkyard. Turns out it belonged to someone else. Would be nice if it made it clear when something is owned by someone, make it red letters, or say still rather than take, like Skyrim. Yes, agreed, because something, I don't know what, maybe that's what happened with me. I blew up a car and that's when it activated. It said wanted, or maybe I destroyed something that belonged to a player when that car blew up. I'm not too sure, but I totally agree with you on that. That they should really identify, you know, what is owned by other players simply by telling, you know, changing the wording is a great idea from take to still. So I think that would be perfect, and making it red. I think the UI icon for that should definitely be red if they do decide to update that. Honestly, I think they would consider updating that. But thank you guys again for the awesome comments. Leave them down below. I'll be sure to check them all out and read through them. Even if it didn't make it in the video, thank you for leaving a comment. I do check out as many as possible, as humanly possible. But guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned here to Open World Games for more Fallout 76 and open world gaming goodness. And I will see you back in the wasteland soon enough. Take care.